excited to use this. This palette is really pretty. It has tons of really awesome colors. It's got great transition colors. I'm going to be using the gold tones. I wanted to do something kind of bronzy and smoky, and this is kind of just my transition. I'm just laying it on top of all my concealer as I always do. It's kind of like a banana yellow shade. This is just going to help everything smooth over easy. Then take the camel color and I'm going to just work this kind of all the way into my crease, up into my brows, and this is just going to help everything blend really easily. And you can see I'm using like a few layers of it to really get that color. Again, with this palette, I feel like you have to really dip into the shadows to get that payoff. Then I'm going to take this like dark, deep brown, and I'm going to work that into like a half moon into my crease, and I'm going to have the color be as pigmented as possible close to the crease, and then I'm really going to work on blending it. Again, I had to really dig into this, and I had to really push that brush into that palette a few times to get that color payoff. Then I'm going to take that blending brush and I'm just going to blend those two together. When you're doing a halo eye, you just really have to take your time and go easy with it. So I'm using this burnt like brownie glittery shade, and as you can see I packed it on a few times and I'm like I couldn't find the color, so I put a little concealer on to kind of make it wet and tackier, and then I started packing that shade on. It still kind of like wasn't really showing up, so then you're going to see me switch brushes. I use more of a dense brush. This one would be a good brush to use on something, like I said, that had more pigment, I guess. So I used a flat brush, and this helped the shadow transfer much better. So I'm just kind of stamping it into my skin. I'm not blending yet. Once I really get that high definition color in, then I'm going to go back to that more of a blending brush and start blending it a little bit. Then I take that gold shimmery shade and I use a flat brush for this, and again I'm like, oh, it's not working, so it took a little flat brush, and then I kind of used my finger and just swiped it on. Then I'm going to take the gold shade that's more of pressed glitters, and like I said, this has bigger chunkier glitter, so I kind of just put it in the middle, and then I used my finger, kind of moved it around a little bit, went back in. That's how I worked with it. Then I used this black shimmery shade and I kind of put that on over top where I added a little liner. I didn't do a wing or anything, I just kind of lined where my natural line would, and then I just did a little whoop whoop for a wing. Then I'm going to take the medium brown shade that we put on the second time, and I'm just going to kind of buff that into my underlids, and then I'm taking this brush and I'm putting that bronzier shade underneath, and I'm just going to blend them together. Then I just add a little mascara to the top and my bottom lashes. Now I did add a little black eyeliner on my lower line as well. Then I'm going to take this matte shade, I forget what it's called, but I'll put it in the description box, and then I'm going to put on the really pretty gloss. I love this gloss, it's so pretty. The lip glosses are probably my absolute favorite. So here is the highlighter. I believe this is the pink diamond one, or fancy pink diamond. I'll link it all below. And then I'm going to put it on a little bit. I made sure to spray my face before I put this on just to get as much color as I could. I do like that it's nice and subtle. This is definitely a subtle highlight. To get more, you just have to keep adding more, but I do like it because it's really wearable, and I used to love like a ton of highlights, so it is a nice change that it is kind of just really gentle and pretty and girly. Put a little on the brow bone, a little bit on the inner corner to make it all pop, and this is my final look. I hope you guys love it. I really like this collection, and don't forget to subscribe.